Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your baseball just a bit outside weekend video for Saturday and Sunday, June 25th and 26th. Hey, even some Friday night information if you're joining us early heading into this weekend. Some handicapping baseball info for those of you analyzing the big games this weekend. I'm going to look at 5 or 6 head-to-head matchups for this weekend in MLB action, give you my thoughts on some play-on-play against teams and some general thoughts as we're getting ever so close to the halfway mark of the baseball season. Hey, look, it's quiet time, right? Football's still a couple months away, NFL and college football, that is. NBA Finals just finished, but that doesn't mean you can't make some money with baseball on a daily and nightly basis. In fact, every single day of the week is basically like a full NFL Sunday, 14 to 15 baseball games. We've been smoking them. You know, we hit 67% of the month of May. We're trying to do even better in June here. With a week to go, I'm on a 75% run as we head into Friday in MLB on best bets at WagerTalk.com. And I've got a very special offer for all viewers here that would like to start taking advantage of these red-hot baseball winners. Normally 1 week is 79. Normally 1 month is 189. That's a good price by itself for 30 days of baseball, but I'm going to do it even better for viewers of this video and this video only. Get a $50 discount by using promo code MLB50. Once again, that gets it all the way down to $139. That's 30 days for just $139. That works out to just $4.50 a day. I average anywhere from 1 to 3 plays a day, so that's working out to about $2 a play for an entire month of baseball. Look, if you're looking to build your bankrolls, you get ready for football, now is the time to do so. I'm red hot in baseball, 67% of the month of May on a 75% run as we head into this last week of June, and you can get a great discount right now. MLB50, MLB50 gets you $50 off a 30-day MLB package. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. All right, let's look at some of these big weekend matchups. They, of course, start Friday night. I'm doing this video on Friday evening before the first pitches here, so we'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday baseball to talk about. And, of course, these are all 3 to 4 game series. Let's look, first of all, at some of the hottest teams in the league, right? Great series in New York continues on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after the Thursday game. That, of course, is the Yankees and the Astros. New York remains the best team in baseball. I talked about them last week. They're on a pace to win over 120 games. At some point, they will cool off. But as you all know, I don't like to catch falling knives. I also don't like to try to dodge speeding bullets. And the Yankees have been a speeding bullet all season. Heading into Friday, they're now 52-18 on the season. That's a win percentage of 74%. That means that's an equivalent of 120 wins on the season, 120-42. Look, I still don't think they're going to win 120 games. But we got to see them cool off first. Maybe they cool off this next 3 nights on Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Astros, who are a solid 43-26. And I like to look at expected won-loss record. That's what runs scored versus runs allowed, what your record should be. Yankees should be 51-19, just 1 game worse. Astros should be 41-28, 2 games worse. So both teams are pretty much where they should be. They've been excellent teams this season, and that's probably the best weekend series. Boston-Cleveland, a sneaky good series as well. Both teams enter Friday winning 8 of their previous 10 games. In fact, the Indians are now the Guardians, are 17-5 their last 22. But you got to wonder if they maybe cool off this weekend against those red-hot Boston Red Sox. Boston's been hitting the ball extremely well. If you look over their last 10 games, or last 9 games rather, in which they've gone 7-2, they've had at least 9 hits or more in 7 of those 9 games, double-digit hits in many of them. Cleveland, meanwhile, 1-0 loss on Thursday to Minnesota that dropped to 17-5. They had been 17-4, just 5 hits. So we'll see if that offense is cooling off. Keep an eye on the Friday night and Saturday night games. Might give you something to play on Sunday there, as Boston looks to be surging a little bit offensively, like Cleveland might be cooling off a bit. Another team in that AL East that's a strong team, should be at least, is the Tampa Bay Rays, but they're scuffling right now, 37-32 heading into Friday night. Tampa Bay has now lost 8 of their last 11. And this is a team that's not hitting the ball well overall. They've had a couple big outputs offensively, which they do, but they've had a lot of off nights as well. And they're taking on a play-on team I wanted to talk about here on this video, and that's the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know, on the season, some of the worst offensive numbers, not a good one-loss record for several years overall. But they're 29-40 heading into Friday night, and this is a team that had lost 9 out of 10 games about a week ago, then got healthy against the Cubs, which isn't a surprise because the Cubs have been in terrible current form. They won 3 out of 4 against Chicago the past few days. But the key with Pittsburgh, the reason I want to talk about them big picture, is that they're calling up some young players. And they obviously know they're not going to make the playoffs this year, but they're playing hard. And that's what you're looking for with a lesser team, is that they're still playing hard. And Pittsburgh heading into Friday has now won 4 out of 5. We'll see if they can keep some of that momentum going with a step up in class against a Tampa team that is not in good current form. Pittsburgh, a team overall that's not considered good this year, but playing good. Well, let's look at some teams that are definitely playing bad, that are not supposed to be good, and that's the Oakland A's. Oakland is now officially the worst team in baseball headed into this weekend. And one of the reasons is because they've lost a lot of games recently, and they have absolutely no offense. In fact, you have to go back 10 games to find the last time they've had more than single-digit hits, and they've had 8 hits or less in 9 of their last 10 games heading into Friday. Last weekend, they had a 3-game series against Kansas City, and they lost 2 of those 3 games, got outscored 7-5. They were competitive. But I bring that up because Kansas City and Oakland were the 2 worst teams in the American League going into last weekend, and Kansas City has actually gotten on track since. They've won 5 of their last 7, including 2 of those 3 against Oakland last weekend. And now they play in Kansas City this weekend. So we'll see if Oakland can turn things around, but very difficult to trust that offense right now that is ice cold. Kansas City, meanwhile, a little up and down, which is the case with these bad teams. They've had 11 hits or more in 3 of their last 6 games. They've also had 3 hits or less in 2 of the other 3 games. So once again, offense live or die with Kansas City. But they have been playing some decent baseball recently, and they catch Oakland at the right time here, as the A's are now the worst team in baseball record-wise. Even the Nationals and Reds have a higher win percentage in the National League than Oakland right now, and Kansas City has passed them as well here in the past recent week. Another team out there in the AL West with Oakland that was not playing well is the LA Angels. I briefly talked about them last week in here in this video. Would they eventually turn things around? They were due to. This is a team that lost 14 straight games a few weeks ago, but they were 27-17, first place in their division before that 14-game losing streak started. Very rarely do you see a team lose 14 straight games after going 27-17 and winning the division. They have started to turn things back around, and it somewhat coincides with the manager being fired, Joe Maddon being fired a couple weeks ago. They lost the first game out, but then they won the next one. They've been a better team really since. Keep in mind, Phillies, red hot for a few weeks once they released their manager, Girardi, a couple weeks ago. They won like 8 straight right after that. Angels have won 4 out of 6 and 5 of their last 8 heading into Friday night. They do have the red hot Mariners at home. Seattle, 3 straight wins against those terrible Oakland A's that we just talked about as they head into Anaheim. But keep in mind, Seattle was swept by the Angels. Actually, not swept. They lost 4 out of 5 against the Angels right before sweeping the A's. So one of the reasons the Angels have gotten back on track is they've beaten Seattle a lot here in the past week, and they get them at home again this week. And so that's another series I'll be keeping a close eye on to see if the Angels could possibly be a play-on team here in the near future. One final series I want to talk about here, looking at the future odds. Obviously, not a surprise, the Yankees are one of the co-favorites at FanDuel at 4.5 to 1 to win the World Series, but actually at plus 440, a little bit better, is still the Dodgers. Dodgers are still a slight favorite to win the World Series at some sports books, despite the fact they haven't been playing great baseball over the past few weeks. But as you know with the Dodgers, something I've talked about for 2 years here on WagerTalk TV, is if you play the Dodgers, you either play them minus 1.5 to win by a margin, or you play the other team outright on the plus money line most of the time. Dodgers continue to win by 2 or more when they win. In fact, heading into Friday night, they've now played 68 games this season. 64 of those 68 games have been either Dodger wins by 2 runs or more or outright losses. That means only 4 times out of 68 games have the Dodgers won by exactly 1 this year. Now, they're a small favorite on Friday night, and obviously it's going to be a close series against a very strong Atlanta team. And this is probably, other than that Astros-Yankees series in the AL, this is the series to watch this weekend, as it's a rematch of the past 2 National League Championship series. The Braves blew that 3-1 lead a couple years ago, and the Dodgers went on to win the World Series. Braves started below 500 into August last year, ended up winning the World Series, including beating the Dodgers in the postseason. Atlanta in excellent current form. They'd won 14 straight games, had a couple losses, but now they've won 4 out of 5 heading into Friday night. So they're as hot as anybody. Dodgers are starting to heat up, though. They've won 6 of their last 8 and 4 out of 5 as well. And as I mentioned, they continue to win by margin. 2, 3, 6, 6, 4, and 5, those recent wins. So these will be tighter money lines here. So it'll be interesting to see if the Dodgers finally get some one-run wins. But if history is any indication, you're better off laying 1.5 for the Dodgers at usually a plus money price, or taking the other team outright plus money line. And once again, that's worked in 64 of the 68 LA Dodger games so far this season, and it worked pretty well the last couple years as well. Hey, look, that's a quick hitter here. You know, one other thing I briefly mentioned last week was looking at road stats only, and the best overall metric in offense is OPS, on-base plus slugging. It's basically like a power batting average plus on-base percentage. Dodgers do have the best OPS on the road this season after 36 games. Not a surprise, the Yankees are right behind them after 33 road games. And then the Phillies and Braves, 2 NL East teams, followed by the Padres, who just lost Machado last week, a really bad injury as he stepped over first base. So be careful with San Diego. They've been a little up and down, obviously, and Machado out of the lineup. We'll see if they drop from that 5th ranking. Houston Astros 6th, by the way, best OPS on the road this season. Hey, hope you found this video useful. Once again, hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed to WagerTalk TV. And if you want to know when these weekend videos go live, when I do them, I did this one early on Friday, so you get some Friday night info as well as Saturday and Sunday. Hit the bell for an instant alert. It's a perfect example of why you want to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be the first to watch this actionable info and take advantage with your handicapping for baseball this weekend. Hey, leave me some comments below. Let me know your play on and play against teams for this weekend and next week as well in Major League Baseball. And don't forget, if you want to make some money, I know it's quiet time. There's no football. There's no basketball. But there's money to be made with baseball, and we've been crushing it this year. 67% last month in the month of June. We're trying to do, month of May rather, 67%. Trying to do even better now in the month of June. Trying to hit 75% here over the past couple weeks as we close the final week of this season. Let's keep it rolling at WagerTalk.com. Use promo code MLB50, MLB50 to get a $50 discount off a full 30-day package for Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Look, 7 days is $79. 30 days normally $189. You're going to get it down to $139 for 30 days of every baseball best bet every day and night that I release. Same plays I am personally using, same games I've won with for over a quarter century, 26 years now as a full-time professional since 1996. I know how to make money in baseball. 67% last month on a 75% this month as we head into the final week of June. Get a $50 discount and get a 30-day package right now. MLB50, MLB50, $30 off, $50 off a 30-day package with MLB50. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to check back Monday. I'll be guest hosting Wager Talk today at noon Eastern here. Also, MLB First Pitch, 1:45 Eastern, every Monday through Friday. Don't forget, all the shows are archived here on this channel. I hosted Thursday and Friday this past week as well on Wager Talk today. So check out those replays this weekend. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button, and most importantly, leave me some comments below. And even more importantly, have a great weekend. Enjoy the summer. Make some money with baseball, but enjoy the summer and the great weather as well. I'll talk to you again this week.